Harrison City Council meeting, February 3rd, 2026. If you'd please rise and join me in the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If you please remain standing, I'd like to invite Pastor Doug Wallen from Crosby Community Church to the podium for our invocation.
Let's pray. Most Holy God, we just want to thank you so much for this city that we get to live in, and just ask your blessings on all those in leadership that are here at the meeting tonight. God, as we just see the work that they do, and I just pray, I know sometimes it can be a burden and a heavy weight. Just pray that you give them wisdom to make good decisions, God. Just pray that you guide this meeting tonight. And ask your blessings just on our community. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doug.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to the roll call, please.
Mr. Nyer?
Here.
Mr. Egner?
Here.
Mr. Witt?
Here.
Mr. Dole?
Here.
Mr. Samuels?
Here.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Here.
Mrs. Wilson?
Here.
Approved council meeting minutes for January 20th, 2026.
So move. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Egner?
Yay.
Mr. Witt?
Yay.
Mr. Dole?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Nyer?
Yay.
Okay, we'll go ahead and move into the presentations at this time. And the first item in our presentation section is a proclamation. So I will step to the podium.
Move it over.
No, down a little. His microphone.
Okay, a proclamation establishing February 7th to February 14th, 2026 as Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week. The health and well-being of congenital heart patients is of paramount importance, and whereas each year in the U.S. more than 40,000 babies are born with congenital heart defect, and whereas the medical community has identified congenital heart defects as the leading cause of birth defect related deaths, and whereas medical research can provide more identifiable means of the origins and symptoms of congenital heart defects, and whereas there is no cure for congenital heart defects, and it is a lifelong disease requiring ongoing specialized care, and whereas fewer than 10% of adults with congenital heart disease are receiving recommended care, whereas it is critical that individuals planning a family, fetal clinicians, obstetric physicians, pediatricians, and all those in the medical field have a greater understanding of the potential for congenital heart defects. And whereas Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week provides the opportunity for patients and families affected by this condition to share their experiences and knowledge so that the general public may be aware of how this defect affects our lives. Now, therefore, I, Ryan Grubbs, Mayor of the City of Harrison, do hereby proclaim February 7th to February 14th, 2026 as Congenital Heart Defect Awareness Week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Should have put some more complicated words in there. Thank you, Chief. I appreciate that. It's really hot in here right now. And my collar is too tight.
You did great.
I will invite Miss Jean from the American Legion to the podium. Well, Miss Jean from council.
Mm-hmm. And Mayor, if you'll join us here at the podium, please. For the year 2026, the Charities Committee has again pledged their support and financial aid to the Harrison Mayor's Fund, and we have a check for you tonight for $2,500.
All the donations that come in last year, we had about 960 individuals. I think it was 400 families that we impacted through the Harrison Community Mayor's Fund. The majority of that was rent and utility assistance. We did have one individual that we helped put a new roof on in an emergency situation. And of course, we had the Christmas toy drive where we were able to affect probably about 450 kids, 500 kids, just in the toy drive itself. So it's individual contributions, organizations making contributions. The American Legion donated about 40% of our total income last year, which is absolutely incredible. So we thank you for your support, wholeheartedly thank you for your support of the Mayor's Fund. If anybody would like to discuss the Mayor's Fund, I'm more than willing to sit down and have any conversations. I've talked to the newspaper, but we continue to have a lot of people needing some assistance. So the last item in our presentations, we have had the privilege this past Saturday, we had our friends from Meckesheim, Germany fly into town. For those of you that do not know, the city of Harrison has a sister city relationship with Meckesheim, Germany, in the government over there. 2 years ago, we had the opportunity to travel over and visit. Had the opportunity to visit some local businesses, dive into their culture. Yes, there were a couple drafts of beer that were drank. It was quite enjoyable, but at the same time, our firefighters had the opportunity to train, have joint training with the fire service in Meckesheim, Germany. Well, this time, our friends from Meckesheim, Germany have come to Harrison to put on some training exercises to potentially have our firefighters go back to Germany and compete in a competition. While there's still a lot of details to work out around that, we're excited to have our friends back. So what I'd like to do is invite Chief Hersong to the podium first to talk about what's going on this week and the training that you're receiving.
Council. So Alex Reese and Manuel and Renee is the fire chief over in Meckesheim. They had come up with a plan where they thought, or a project, I guess, where they wanted to come across or come back here, train some of our firefighters to start earning the different levels of badges that are available in Germany for fire suppression. So far, do you want me to talk about everything we've done, or just really about the training piece?
Just touch on the training piece of it.
So Monday we covered the lecture portion, PowerPoints, videos, all of those different things to what the competition is about. Today they spent most of the time building props.
I saw the fire hydrant prop. I stopped by the firehouse, Station 57, and I saw the firehouse or the hydrant prop that they were building.
So back in December, is it December that Kurt was over? Kurt Wolford brought some parts back to help Alex out because he was trying to ship it through, and going through customs, it was a little bit of a challenge. So Kurt brought that stuff back, and then today we spent time building props and setting up some areas. In the next 3 days, we will go through that competition for the bronze badge that they want us to try to achieve. So that's what we'll be doing over the next 3 days, is just repetitive running through this scenario. There's 8 minutes, correct? 8 minutes to perform this. It's really, so it's about containing a water supply or maintaining a water supply stretching hoses, doing rescues, all the things that we are familiar with doing, but there's specific criteria that we have to cover. So it's a little bit different, yeah.
And
The biggest challenge is gonna be the language, because as the leader of the group, I have to remember very specific details and sentences, and some of it in German a little bit, so that's kind of hoping I can get a Bluetooth speaker in my ear.
Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work with Alex, and I'm going to learn all the phrases so I can come yell at you the phrases.
We can get you a subscription to Babbel before we go.
It doesn't work. German is hard through Babbel.
So if you're there and yelling, just no disrespect intended, I'm not allowed to talk to any spectators, correct?
Oh, okay.
So we already have that piece down pat, so.
And Alex, would you mind coming to the podium, just talk a little bit about your fire service in Germany and then the partnership between Mexheim and the city of Harrison?
Yes, we are very happy to be here back in Harrison. We want to get our friendship nearer together, growing stronger. That's what's firefighting all about. So you see them in the uniforms. It's very nice to see. We are looking forward to do that badge. Manuel has last year made the golden one. I've done mine in 2006, so it's very long ago, and I have to remember what is going on, how we can adapt it to the American system. So Rob and his guys can train, and we are really looking forward to see you back in Mexheim.
Yes, absolutely. And with that, I'm going to step over to the podium real quick. You mentioned a key part of that, and that is the partnership, the camaraderie, the relationship building, not only in the fire department, but in the community as a whole. I know that was something that we strived to accomplish when we were over there, whether it was walking down the street or visiting the business or everyone at the firehouse. We had the opportunity to attend a huge grill out and watched all the firemen run out in their britches.
At a barbecue.
At a barbecue, yes, which was probably a little bit more than I was expecting, but it was still a fabulous event. And it's nice having you back in Harrison. While we don't have the Burgermeister, Mike Brandt, or any of the rest of his administration here, this is a invaluable part of our relationship, and I thank you. Emmanuel, would you mind coming up here for a moment, please? Just part of that, obviously, challenge coins started primarily in the military and handing out primarily around a relationship. And at this time, I would like to present both of you a City of Harrison challenge coin. It has our city logo on the front, and then our Old Town Hall on the back of it. That's just to continue this relationship, to speak to the importance of our relationship, and I thank you all. I thank you both for being here, working with our firefighters, expanding their horizons and everything. So thank you very much.
Thank you. It's an honor for us.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Actually, may I take a picture with you and Steve real quick? Thank you, Chief. Okay, they're going to funnel one behind, so if we can scoot forward, please.
You want us to stay
You want us
seated?
to sit?
Actually, I guess we could stand up. That way we're all standing.
Then our chairs may be in the way.
Yeah, you're not going to see me over the
You
chair.
guys like to come in here? We all right?
We're gonna make it.
You can be in there. You guys, I can put that on the edge of you guys. There you go.
We say cheese in America. What do they say in Germany when you take a picture?
Spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Okay, very good.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, you're fine.
Hey.
Okay, I thank everybody for their patience. That way they don't have to sit here and listen to us talk anymore. Okay, that was the last item in the presentations, and we have nothing in our business session. So we'll go ahead and move into reports. And first, I would like to start with a gigantic thank you to Andy Sider and his entire crew, both in water, wastewater, and streets. They did a fabulous job dealing with between 12 and 16 inches of snow all over the city of Harrison, making sure that our roads were safe. But not only roads being safe during the event, but after the event, they did a great job getting the snow cleared up. And then they looped back around and brought a dump truck and a bobcat downtown and started removing snow piles so pedestrian traffic could get through town with no problems. They did a stellar job, and I do. I thank you. I thank your entire team. And hopefully at some point we can get them all here after they get some rest and recognize them properly. So
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and just give some updates on some of my activity. I did have 7 different, oh, and I'm sorry, go backwards real quick. And I thank our police and fire. They had to go out. My phone was buzzing nonstop, going out in the snow and going to help people, whether it was police or fire. They were nonstop, and they did an incredible job. Nobody was hurt, thank goodness, in any of our departments, which is a blessing. So back to my report. I did have 7 different community development meetings. Had the opportunity to attend the Greater Harrison Chamber of Commerce State of the Community, which I won't go into full detail here. I think somebody else is going to talk about it, but most all the information will become available on the source. I encourage everybody to take some time to read it. It was a great event. Congressman Warren Davison was in town, provided us some updates from the federal level. Cindy Abrams was in from the State House, and she was able to hold some conversations. And then I just provided a summary of everything that has taken place. If anybody has questions, please feel free to reach out. I want to touch on the warming shelter because I've received a couple phone calls. We will have the community center open when it drops below 20 degrees. I'm not going to sit here, but if you call me, I will come down here and open it up. If there's a problem in the middle of the night, my police chief got to spend the night down here last night. They chose not to disturb me, which I thank you for that, sir. But they were here last night. So if there's a community member in need, have them call my cell phone, have them call the non-emergency over at the police department or the fire department, and we will make sure that the building is open and available for you to warm up. We are not going to have our people freezing. It's not going to happen, but I can't force anybody to come here either. So if they need to warm up, they can come. I talked about the sister-city relationship, and the last item I would just want to touch on real quick. I did have the Hamilton County Emergency Management board meeting yesterday, and for the most part, it was a small meeting. We did bring on a new executive committee member, Steve Wolf from Mount Healthy, but then it was really a discussion around the 26 goals and budget, in particular around the emergency sirens and partnering with communities around preparedness and tabletop exercises. So I believe that the EMA will be out here for any tabletop exercises that we are planning for 2026. And it's a great partnership to have because it helps us get any grant money that can further make sure that we're ready. So that's the last item I have. Mr. Law Director.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, the only thing I will say is that we finished up the FOP negotiations last week, and I just got a text right before council started from the police chief that both contracts were unanimously passed by the police department. So prior to the next council meeting, we'll have a draft in council's hands that will actually show the edit marks of the changes that were made to the contract. I'll have a resolution for you to approve both those contracts, and then after that's done, we'll get the signings. So if there's a need or necessity to go into executive session to discuss it all, if you want to do that before we sign the contracts, we also can do that. I'll kind of let you guys make that decision after you get it in your hands and look at it.
Yeah, the hope is to have it out middle next week sometime.
I think
Yeah.
I think we'll probably have it out by probably Monday or Tuesday, probably.
Yeah. So look for it to come via email, and then read through it. If you have any questions, Ryan, Gene, and Tanner were on the negotiation team. Obviously, Mr. Dieters, Ms. Kim can answer any questions as well. So, I'm sorry, Mrs. Downey. And I do want to thank the negotiations team for their work on this, and I do want to thank the police officers, the police department. It was a great negotiation, and we were able to come to a good middle ground. So, thank you. Mr. Nyer.
Thank you. This evening, the Stormwater, Streets, and Utility Committees met, and a lot of what you spoke about regarding the streets, utilities, two departments, clearing the streets was covered. They did note that every resident that called in that had issues, those residents were contacted and given resolution to their complaint or their concern. We used 230 tons of salt during the event. We have 220 left for the balance of the season. There is a salt shortage, so it's unlikely that we'll be able to restock. So we have adapted creative ways to address reserving the salt we have to use it the most efficient way possible. The Dry Fork Road pre-construction meetings February 5th, 1:30 p.m. We have applied for a grant to OEPA for a chloride reduction program. That's when they spray the brine on the street. The grant would cover the cost of the tank, the mixer, and some application equipment. We had Carolina Pines residents in to talk about Carolina Pines and Asheville Pines potentially becoming accepted and dedicated streets within the city. That's a very involved process, so we'll be looking at that as time goes on. February 2nd is a bid opening for the State Street Siphon Project, or I guess that was just earlier this week. Bids came in below the engineer's estimate. And lastly, the Oakland Hills development is discussing with the city the potential of closing Carolina Trace Road for approximately 2 months this spring, early summer. There's going to have to be a lot of discussion about how traffic will be managed, potentially temporary roads and that, before this gets approved. It'll impact bus routes, emergency services, all of that, so it has to be very well thought through before the plan becomes finalized. So that is being taken care of by the utility director. That's all I have this evening. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Mr. Egner.
I don't have a report, Mayor, but I do just want to echo what the mayor said about the streets department. They really knocked it out like they always do. We appreciate what your team does, Andy. Thanks. That's all I have.
Very good. Mr. Witt.
I'll follow up, Andy. So I got to fly in. I came back from Alaska, but I flew in the day after landing in CVG. Had to go through Kentucky, then Indiana, then here, and it was nasty until I got to Harrison, and you beat the other two states single-handedly. And then as far as reports goes, if you were looking for activities, so this upcoming February 14th, that is Valentine's Day, the district is putting on a scavenger hunt. So if you're looking for something to do with your date before dinner, that will start around noon. And then there are prizes and gift baskets to be won if you can locate everything on the hunt. And then for new businesses for Harrison, we actually are going to be getting a record and soda shop at 231 Harrison Avenue. So if you were like me and still collect the old vinyls, you will have a place to purchase them coming soon. That's it.
Very good, thank you. Excited about the soda shop, vinyl soda shop. Mr. Dole.
Yes, Mayor, I have a brief report. I also would like to thank our streets, wastewater, water. Obviously, they were all involved as far as removing the street snow from Harrison Avenue. We had all different departments in those trucks, and obviously our streets guys, especially with pushing all that snow in that long week. So, great job to them. Great job to our first responders for being able to still attentively and efficiently respond to all of their events. We did have a tech and media meeting tonight. We discussed the redevelopment of the Web Cities website this year. We are contracted currently with Empath. We're contracted with them throughout the year of 2026. So we hope to do some major renovations to the city's website throughout this year. We'll look forward for those. And then we also spoke about HCC is another technology company that we have used, and that we are going to have, is it David? Who will be more in-house helping us on a more frequent basis. So basically just for small items that we may need help with in regards to setting up computers, different things, where we don't have a true technology person in the building all the time, we'll now reach out to them in regards to that. We do have a planning commission meeting on 2/10, which will be next Tuesday at 7:30. So if you have any interest in attending that meeting, it will be here in council chambers on the 10th at 7:30. And then I would also like to make a motion for an executive session in accordance with Ohio Revised Code 121.22 in regards to consider the purchase of a property for public purposes.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Dole?
Yay.
Mr. Samuels?
Yay.
Mrs. Van Cleve?
Yay.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yay.
Mr. Nyer?
Yay.
Mr. Egner?
Yeah.
Okay, following the reports, we'll step out for executive session.
That's all I have.
Very good.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mr. Samuels.
Thank you, Mayor. Finance Committee did meet on January 27th, and we did have an opportunity to review the revenues and expenses for 2025. We do this on a monthly basis, so there really wasn't a whole lot of surprises. One positive thing I do want to bring forward is that our water fund did end up in the positive. We were unsure where it would end up. But with the rate changes we made, it ended up in the positive, which is a positive thing, and we're looking forward. We'll keep monitoring it for 2026, but it's going to, certainly help with the maintenance projects or capital projects that we have going on in 2026 in the water department. Our meeting was a pretty impromptu meeting because we did finalize our FOP negotiations that night. But some of the things we covered, we did not have any budget amendments to review. Kim did note that the sales tax from marijuana sales are coming in from the state. Our portion of the sales tax is coming in. We're expecting about $142,000 from the 2025 sales. Payment should arrive in January, February timeframe, which we may have already received it at this point in time, but maybe not. We also did have a discussion regarding the vehicles for some of the various departments. The committee did approve the salt plow for the streets department to replace a vehicle that has had continual maintenance problems. There were other requests from police, fire, and water that were tabled for future discussion. We also had a discussion on the fire station renovation or fire station program, or I can't even think of what we called it. We've been talking about it. Yeah, plan. So, so really the plan still remains. We're going to renovate Station 57, secure property, and build possibly a station on the north side of the city and renovate Station 56. So that's the plan we discussed, and we've kind of agreed to at this point. And then one final topic we had was a discussion on the property tax elimination. Kim just brought some numbers forward just so we're aware that if they do eliminate property taxes, the city could lose approximately $5 million if property taxes are eliminated. So she just brought that forward just for informational purposes. And like I said, it was a pretty quick meeting. Usually my updates go a lot longer, but we did have FOP negotiations starting that night. But I do want to share the sentiment, Andy, with the team on the streets, and I know water and wastewater employees also stepped up to help with the snow removal. They did a fabulous job. I do want to thank Bill Dieters and Kim Downey for their support through the negotiation process. There's a lot of behind the scenes, work that does go on. Kim providing information for the committee to review as we're going through this process. We thank you guys for your support. The next Finance Committee will be held on February 24th. And I do want to note that we typically have the meeting at 4:30 and it's being moved to 6 p.m. to accommodate a schedule change. So it'll be 6 p.m. on February 24th. And that's all I have.
Very good. Thank you. Ms. Patty?
Yes, Mayor, thank you. We had an economic development meeting tonight. And first off, I want to say congratulations to Joette Greiwe, who was promoted this week from Development Coordinator to Director of Development. She has been with the city for 13 years in the economic development, building and zoning. We're excited to have her expertise that goes along with this promotion. So congratulations, my friend. Yes. Comprehensive Plan, our next steering committee meeting is set for February 19th with American Structure Point. Comprehensive Plan excluding zoning will be presented to the public in March. I'm working on an event that will be held at Hearth Brewing, so more details to follow on that. So everyone in the city could potentially see what we are coming up with for the new plan that will be a 5-year plan. We have a job fair coming up at the Harrison Activity Center. The city will be in attendance with job openings that we have. The event is slated for March 5th from 3 to 6 p.m. When submitting a permit through the city, please submit your permit online. Payment due after permit is approved. The Wildcat Dunk is this Saturday, February 8th at 11 a.m. in the Firehouse parking lot. Thank you to Tanner for jumping on the city's behalf. I heard he could potentially jump in a suit, so we will see.
We'll see.
You can also make a donation under Tanner's name because he's doing such a great thing for this event. The State of the Community Breakfast, which the mayor said last week, Sarah Cullen at the chamber did a great job. Coffee Peddler and Aberson's provided food and coffee for everyone. It was a brisk morning of -11 degrees when we all met. Thank you to Southwest Schools for hosting. The mayor and Warren Davidson spoke and answered questions. We had a great turnout, especially city council represented well. So thank you everyone that attended and everyone that planned the event itself. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, Ms. Patty. That was a great summary.
Thanks.
Ms. Jean?
Thank you, Mayor. Also, I'd like to congratulate Joette. I've known her for a number of years, and I know she'll do the city a great job. So we're looking forward to new and better things coming to our city. And I also like to thank Pastor Doug for being here tonight. It means a lot for someone to come and lead us in prayer because we need a lot of prayers up here. I also like to congratulate the city and all the people that made it work to have all the snow removed to keep our streets clear and safe. You can definitely tell when you're driving in Harrison, part of the roads are Hamilton County's responsibility and part of the roads are the city's responsibility, and you can always tell the difference because Harrison does a great job keeping them clean and safe for us. I also attended the chamber breakfast. I found it very worthwhile attending to. Congressman Davidson and our mayor gave great reports. Cindy Abrams was also there. Congressman Davidson fielded a lot of questions from the audience, and I think that he did a great job. I find him to be very open and welcoming to people in general. He's a veteran. He's a former Green Beret, and I've always found him to be always in all the veterans' corners. So I know he's helped out numerous friends of mine with different problems that they have, and because we're being redistricted again, we'll be losing him at our next election, but I know that if anybody ever needed him and reached out to him, that he would be there for them. And it's great to have our visitors again from Germany. I think it's remarkable that we have this great friendship with a sister city, and I think it says a lot for our city. So, and this, oh, don't forget that the area fish fries will be starting very, very soon on February the 20th through April the 3rd. Will be the area fish fries. The American Legion on Campbell Road will be having them, the VFW on Lawrenceburg Road, the AMVETS on State Street, and the Kiwanis, I believe, are going to be in the parking lot of Harrison Building and Law. So you've got 4 great fish fries to choose from. You know, move it around, spread the wealth. All of them do great money, do great things with the money that they raise, and I know they'll appreciate your support. And lastly, I like to say, in this cold weather, snow, dreariness, please remember to check in with your neighbors, your friends, your loved ones, to make sure that they're okay, and if they need anything. Sometimes it's just a conversation that lights up someone's day. That's all I have, Mayor. Thank you.
I was waiting for that comment, because if you weren't bringing it up, I was. So, be the one.
Yeah.
Thank you. At this time, we'll go ahead and retire to, or I'm sorry, was there anything else that we need? Okay, at this time, we'll retire to executive session.